When we discuss artificial intelligence, more often than not, we talk about how it's changing the world and improvements it's bringing to make things easier, whether in our daily lives or at work. But as we try to embrace this technology with all its capabilities and limitations, can it truly compare to the human mind? Well, that's a question which Jamie Tokme Oladoku, an AI and machine learning expert, will be speaking to, as well as the ethical implications of the technology. Jamie Tokme, we will be talking about artificial intelligence and the human mind. But, first let's start with, what are your thoughts about the current state of AI? For you, is it exciting or concerning? I know you might be a bit biased.
Wow, that's a nice question. For me, I would say I'm in between. Because I won't say it's exciting, I won't say it's threatening. I'll just say I'm in between because if you look at the other spectrum, it depends on the context. So if it's in another context, I would say I'm scared. And if it's another context, I'm excited because it's helping me do my job faster and effectiveness, like all those things being considered. But when you look at human bias, fairness, human harm, I don't know if we are there yet. So I'm just in between. I'm trying to see how we can merge these two together and make it amazing. So,
but you're talking about context. In what context are you referring to?
The exciting thing about it is, okay, this is going to help us do a lot of things where human beings have been struggling to work on. So we don't need to struggle anymore. It's going to help us with our efficiency, which are the major four things or three things about AI is it helps us with redundant tasks, like AI solves tirelessness, solves effectiveness, it helps us with effective tasks, accuracy. Then when it comes to the human part of it, we are like, are we there yet? So for me, I'm just in between, to be sincere. Okay. I'm just in between and I'm looking at, okay, where are we tending towards? Because if we are not concerned or if we are not taking cognizance of the other extreme, we might just lose focus and say, okay, we are excited about this, about that, and stuff like that. And we forget that there's something harmful about this AI everybody's talking about. So we just need to be just there, try to find the balance.
But what could be harmful about it?
That would take me to another topic.
Okay, so before we go, into that aspect, right? AI has its own, it has so many capabilities and of course its limitations. But how does AI compare with the human mind in terms of, understanding and processing emotions? I mean, can AI, develop genuine intuition and creativity, or are these just, simple human traits?
And that's where we are headed, singularity. Singularity is where AI and human beings, we are moving towards the same purpose. We can think, we are conscious, we have empathy, like emotions and all those things. That's singularity. That's the concept of singularity. For human beings, we have consciousness, we have emotions, we have experiences, we have intuition that you mentioned earlier. For machine, we talk of accuracy, effectiveness, and tirelessness. So at the end of the day, these machines that we are building, because AI is also is a machine. Let's just get it right. It's a machine. Are they conscious? Can they actually bring in their intuition and say, okay, with what I'm seeing, I think this should be what we should do. So I just feel like human being.
So you're saying we are not there yet, but
we are driving. Yes, we are getting there because that's the whole aim of singularity. Singularity is bringing human and artificial intelligence to make AI start thinking like humans with a better advantage because they will have the whole concept of human, the 4 points I listed, and also with their own point as AI systems.
Okay, so now if you decide to run a poll, to seek people's opinions, to know what they think about artificial intelligence, chances are high that 1 or 2 or 3 people or more would say that AI will take over their jobs. But are there areas where humans still hold a clear advantage over artificial intelligence, like tasks that AI would struggle with, but humans would find relatively easy? That's a long pause.
Yeah. I would say task that requires emotions. Because if we say experience, AI is already building experiences from our data. But for emotions behind the experience, nobody can document it. We can't put it in form of numerical, pictorial, any of those things, right? And we can even get maybe like, because I have a project I'm working on, like detecting emotions, we can get that, but can you get the exact emotion? That's something that's been difficult on that project as well. So the emotional part, then if we're talking about the roles, I would say parenting, because you need intuition, you need to understand your child one-on-one. It's not just generalizing the data set. So you have to have a one-on-one conversation, build that connection with people. Teaching too, because I feel like teaching is not something that you can just generalize. The same, and that was what Sam Altman was trying to solve, the cost of education. He wants to reduce it. That's why this whole idea of open AI, right? And I would still say that even though it's coming with the concept of open AI to reduce the cost of education or cost of learning, you can see that there's a little bit of an issue. People are already talking about it. People just go on ChatGPT, browse through stuff without knowing the nitty-gritty of what they're browsing through. They don't even know the basis. They just know, okay, let me just Google it. I will have my information. So I would say teaching, parenting, and maybe therapist, because a therapy can be in a room and just talk to you based on your emotions, your facial expression, and all those things can pick the, okay, I think I need to stop here. But can a machine know that, okay, I need to stop? No. So those are
But
things.
can the machines be, taught to do these things?
Yes, when we get to the aspect of singularity.
We're almost always talking about the future of work and the required skills, we need to, drive those jobs. And AI is usually at the center of this, right? But are there roles humans will always be better suited for, despite AI advancements?
Okay, let me bring it to my field, which I manage products, AI products. AI managing my team members, I don't know yet if we can do that. So maybe AI doing financial task, maybe, but you still need human supervision. So I will still say, yes, AI is going to be there to do all this task, but we still need human supervision on every one of them. Like, okay, but reduce, maybe we have 5 people on that task. Now we have it to be 3 people doing the task now, or even 2 doing it. Then AI will take over the other 3 roles. I would say everybody should be ready for it because there have to be evolution of jobs. Why do I say that? Before AI came in, people just go to school, they browse through, they listen to lecturers countless hours. At the end of the day, some of them can't even make up for those conversations. Now we have ChatGPT. So that means it's making our lecturers, it's making us question what they're telling us because we don't even know how authentic it is. Because AI can pull in data from far back as maybe 400 years back and give you just in the split seconds or prompts. Generative AI. These are things that we can actually, creatives don't need to lie to us. Like I can do that with Sora and every other tool, even Gemini, although Gemini pulled it off. But if you look at all these things, it's just telling us that all these roles are still there, but they are being recycled. Let me use the word that people can relate, maybe revolutionize it, change it. So you have to revolve or you have to evolve. So even though AI is changing something, you have to evolve with what is out there and make sure that you are not left behind. Else, you will be you'll be going back to the Stone Age.
Let me take you back a bit, Tammy, right?
Yeah.
You spoke about human supervision. You talked about, lecturers and students, using ChatGPT, for example. That brings me, to the conversations that, many have been having about the ethical and responsible use of, AI in certain fields. As someone who works closely, with the technology AI, what major concerns are there about its deployment, its development, and its deployment?
Okay, my major concern is getting it to the right hands. Because there's this favorite word that has guided my development in AI is machines don't kill, humans do. So getting it in the right hands, making sure that the person interacting with it is the ideal person. That's
Machines don't kill, but
humans
humans
do.
do. But what if those, based on what we're feeding these machines, eventually, they're able to kill?
Yes, that's why what you said now. Based on what we are feeding, that means the person that fed it has been corrupted. So it's still there. Machines don't kill, humans do.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure having you join us on Tech Trends, Timitokwe Oladoko.
Thank you very much.
Machine learning expert.
Thank you very much for having me too.